Now to a Fox News alert. An Obama-appointed federal judge is stopping Florida from taking in more detainees at Alligator Alcatraz and ordering parts of the detention center to be dismantled over environmental concerns. Governor Ron DeSantis is ready to fight back, telling Fox News, "We totally expected an adverse ruling, and we also knew we were going to immediately appeal and get that decision stayed. So we will ultimately be successful in this. It's not going to stop our resolve. We're going to continue to do what we need to do to help the Trump administration remove illegal aliens from our country." Former Deputy Assistant DHS Secretary and former Acting ICE Director Jonathan Fahey joins me now. Jonathan, good morning to you. So this judge says that no additional detainees can be taken to Alligator Alcatraz from this point on, and that the state must start shutting down this facility. The judge also said in a ruling that lighting from some of the buildings at this facility are impacting the Florida panther. So can Alligator Alcatraz operate right now with this ruling in place?
Well, it seems like right now, at least for the next, 60 days or so, they can, and they're going to appeal this immediately, so probably overruling this judge. But what makes this so, kind of ridiculous in so many respects is, as you've reported before, this was already an airport run by the state. So the idea that the Panthers all of a sudden are impacted because they made it from an airport to a prison is just utter nonsense. And the Panthers, I don't know directly, but I expect they don't care if it's a prison or an airport. But also what's really important is this is being brought by an environmental group that's called, one of the groups is Friends of the Everglades, and they're supposed to be raising money for the environment, and instead they're raising money from their donors to sue on behalf of illegal immigrants, because there's no reason to think this has any environmental impact. The storks don't care, the panthers don't care, they're not impacted, and there's probably certainly a better use of their money if they actually cared about the environment. But again, it's all politics, and we've seen it many times before. But Governor DeSantis is right. They have the resolve. The Trump administration has the resolve. And now, after the big, beautiful bill, they have the money. So they're going to detain people. And the illegal aliens aren't going anywhere other than home. So it's not going to ultimately have a big impact. But the suit is utter nonsense. The whole issue is whether they did a federal environmental review, because it used to be a state facility. And now the plaintiffs are saying it's now kind of a federal facility because they're federal inmates. But there's no environmental difference here. So ultimately, I think they'll win in the courts, and secondarily, people are getting deported anyway. It's not going to stop President Trump, not stop Governor DeSantis.
Okay, so staying in Florida here, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is responding to a story that we've been covering extensively, which is the deadly Florida crash allegedly caused by an illegal immigrant who was granted a commercial driver's license in both California and Washington state. Secretary Rubio posted this on X, saying, "Effective immediately, we are pausing all issuance of worker visas for commercial truck drivers. The increasing number of foreign drivers operating large tractor-trailer trucks on U.S. roads is endangering American lives and undercutting the livelihoods of American truckers." So it is state law that dictates whether or not an illegal alien can get a commercial driver's license. But what Secretary of State Marco Rubio is doing here is different. Can you explain that?
Yes, this is, first of all, he's putting Americans' public safety ahead of illegal immigrants or anything else. But he can decide who can get a new visa to come in here and work as a truck driver. So he's pausing that, saying we're at least pausing it until we could figure out a way to make sure everyone that's doing so can do so safely. Because remember, this person wasn't even able to pass basic driver tests, didn't even speak English, and it seems like that should be a minimal requirement for driving commercial trucking in this country, that you know what the road signs say, know what they mean, and can understand them, because public safety comes first. And again, we're dealing with another situation that was entirely preventable and entirely political, because, Gavin Newsom puts public safety behind the interests of illegal aliens, which are actually his political interests as well. So this is just a step of putting public safety first. It will make things safer, at least going forward, and there are probably other things they could do to make sure things like this don't happen again. But certainly a good policy. Hey, let's have the jobs for American truckers first and have the safest truckers second or first also, so that we're all better off as a country.
Yeah, you're right. After this crash, he was tested for English fluency. He was also given a road sign test, and he failed both of those miserably. So how he was able to get a driver's license in both California and Washington state is beyond any of us, and 3 people died as a result of him getting that license and being in this country illegally. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining us.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.